it's good to have the big goal. And like my big goal for Ashley, for instance, was I don't think that this is what he's designed for. I think he's designed for more. And I hoped for a better future for him. And I held on to that hope until he could take it back and begin hoping for himself and creating his own future.
Wow.
So it's the same with business. You have to have that big picture of where you want to go, but you have to pull yourself out of the clouds and deal with what's in front of you. It's all good to want to be a world-renowned coach or author, which is what I want to be, but I still have to cut wood and carry water in order for that to be able to happen. I need to ring clients. I need to knock on doors. I'm the best kept secret at the moment. Nobody knows about me. And that's
We're changing that. We're changing that.
Well, we're changing it. Absolutely. But that's been the problem. I've been so busy with Ashley that I haven't concentrated on my business. And now's time to concentrate on that small incremental steps. So I'm just taking the journey again down a different road.
I love it. And that was literally going to be my question to you is how have you gone about being a carer and a business owner at the same time?
In the beginning, it was tough. It was really, really tough because I was so torn between caring and working and caring. COVID was particularly difficult because he loved it because nobody came around. He didn't have to report to any services, and he got into drinking really heavily. So I would see him walk past my window. I knew he was going where he was going. I would see him come back with his backpack. I knew what was in it. And then he would disappear for 24 hours and I knew what he was doing. And I had to let him do it. And that was one of the toughest things that I've ever done. And I find that most of the carers that I talk to can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't let them go to the shops and get the alcohol. They can't let them take the alcohol home and drink it. But if I had intervened in any of those points, he would have never come to the stage where he said, Mum, I've had enough. I need help. Because I would have been rescuing him before he was ready to be rescued.
Yeah.
But I knew at the same time I could lose him, which meant that I spent a lot of time grieving the life that we didn't have, the life that he was giving up, and the terrible time that we were having because of his drinking.
Wow.
So it was difficult. But when you can make the tough choices for your loved one over your own feelings, it gives them the power to start making choices for themselves.
That's huge, isn't it? I reflect on relationships and family in my life, and you're right. Sometimes you can't, even though it seems so logical to you what the issue is and the next steps to take, you just can't say, well, just do that and then everything will be fine. Like it just, especially I think when it's family, I mean, how many times do you say something to a family member and then they hear it from someone else and they're like, oh, what about this? And you're like, brilliant idea.
And how many times do we ask a question of someone, what do you want to do for your birthday? And they go, oh, nothing, it's just another birthday.
Yeah.
And they really are saying, I would like, a party down the road and 50 people invited, but they don't say it. And so something I've learned to do is I start listening to people and I start saying back to them, so you don't actually want to do anything for your birthday because I can arrange that.
Yeah.
Or would you prefer that we arrange something, invited all of your friends? And when you start speaking like that, then you start getting honesty within your relationships. Sorry, I cut you off.
No. I actually just thought it was a great point. I've recently done that human design thing. And someone told me, they said, the way you make decisions is better with options. So if someone gives me this, if someone says, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. But if they say, would you like this or this? I'm like, oh, that definitely. Yeah. And it's really interesting because now I use that on myself to ask myself better questions.
Yes.
And it's really interesting. I'd been saying to myself, can I do this? And I'm always like, yeah, I can do it. And pushing myself. And then I realized when I found that, I was like, do I want to do that? And I was like, oh no, I don't. I've been chasing this thing that I don't want to do just because I know I can do it.
Yes.
And it's just, so the quality of the questions and the idea of giving people the options so that their brain can process and they can be honest with you or themselves. I just think it's so powerful.